That is what the Gita is. We have threefold steps: listening and learning, contemplation and reflection, practice and experience. And once I experience the change, I embody, I integrate that experience in everyday life that manifests in my personal life, my professional life, my social life. Just before your session, I was having a group session, and this guy is how much, he might be in his 30s. So I was talking about generational attachment, and then I will bring back. Yeah, that is also a subject matter which was discussed in detail. Generational attachment belongs to the lower nature. It is the consciousness plus Raju and the Tamoguna. So he told me that my daughter is hardly 5 years old. You see the transformation. And she was hooked to my iPhone, and my mind was hesitated that why she is on the phone at this age. When I was of her age, I never used the phone. Generational attachment, lower nature. That is how we understand. So once I understand, oh, it's a generational attachment, it's a lower nature is working, let me get rid of it. By reflection, I get it. So then he said, then I realized that what you discussed about generational attachment, and my mind calmed down. And then I discussed with her. That is what happened. This is what the discipline is. So in the first three verses, we have understood that Master says, I will teach you. Krishna says, listen carefully, how you can know me fully, how you can know that Brahman fully, how you can know the ultimate reality fully. Mind attached to me, or mind attached to the journey of the real self. I have to have a kind of a self-discipline, and then I should take a refuge in you. Means my reference point is you. What it means, I wake up in the morning. This is a waking state. Here I am. I am separate and different from a waker. Waker is just one of the three mental states. If I'm not the mind, then I'm not none of these states. That is what is the meaning of taking refuge in the first verse. In the second, Master says that promise of ultimate knowledge. Promise of ultimate knowledge means what? Knowledge brings the reality face to face. I recognize complete knowledge without doubt. Without doubt means it is awakened state. I have a project, which will bring me $10 million in a period of 5 or 6 months. Don't I have a doubt? I want to find out the real self. We say the real self is already within me. Do I need to have a doubt? No, I need not to have a doubt. Master is saying that you have to develop that mental state. It is already within you. Two things: $10 million outside. Achievement is outside. Self-awareness is inside. So I'm not being aware of reality within me. It is already present in me. Master is saying without doubt. Condition, you are a seeker. And then Master goes to another way. Master says millions of people treat this path. I have already explained you, millions of people treat this path. The rare one who is committed reaches to that state. So now you see the structure, the way the Krishna is guiding. First he talked about complete knowledge, but with a prerequisites. Total attachment. You stay away from the attachment. That is dispassion. I need not to leave anything outside. I need not to leave my honey, but I stay away. I recognize the attachment, I stay away. There's a gap. In attachment, there is no gap, and that causes the problem. Taking refuse. This is what the Master is saying. Master is not saying that you go to the Himalayas, stand on one feet, and start practicing 50 asanas. That is an advanced pose, and you will be awakened. No. You have not to disturb the outer light, but you have to bring a qualitative change in your life. What is that? That is what we have covered in the third, fourth, and the fifth chapter. Is all about Karma Yoga. Now come to the next four verses, 4, 5, 6, 7. What he says? He says that, okay, now that is what he explains. I made it very clear. Lower nature and the higher nature. What is the lower nature? Lower nature is inert, impure, binding, and it is illusion. What is the higher nature? It is sentient, pure, liberating, self-existing. Oh, these are the two main differences, yes. And I explained you, consciousness plus satoguna is Ishwar. Consciousness plus rajoguna, that is the beauty of the Panchadashi, he explains. Rajoguna is the individual. Individual is controlled by the three gunas, and Ishwar controls the three gunas. So when I control the three gunas, I can manifest any guna at any time. What it means? I want to sleep. No, tamoguna, come. Let me fall into sleep. Rajoguna, let me have an activity. I have to show the strength. Rajoguna, come, be active. But behind that, I'm unchanged. That is what the real self is. That is what the Krishna is saying in the first 4 verses. But then we have to solve other challenges which is present in the mind. So the core teaching, now you see he has come up with the lower nature, higher nature, and beyond the lower and the higher nature, that is the Brahman. Lower and the higher nature, it is all about the Ishwar, it is all about the individual, it is all about the material world. We have already done 8-fold Prakriti, 5 elements plus. Now, the Master is coming from another 5 verses. He says, my spatial manifestation. We have to be little bit aware and attentive. What is this manifestation?
Can I ask a quick question before we go there?
Yeah.
So I understand that, Ishvara can control the gunas, right? So, and theoretically, in our perfected state, we would be like Ishvara, right?
Yeah.
How can we be a non-doer yet be doing, right? Because if we're manipulating the gunas theoretically,
doer and the enjoyer.
Does that really happen?
All changes, all actions, all activities are under the 3 gunas. First. Second part, that if I go on increasing the sato guna in my life, I am approaching near to the Ishwar. How simple it is. I know it through the principles of Eastern wisdom. So I reached now. Understand, I reached to a point where there is no difference between the Ishwar and the individual. I evolved myself, transcended from the three gunas and reached to, but Ishvara is still the controller. Even if I am similar, identical, still I am an individual at that level of the Ishvara. But why to go like this? To know how the world entirely manifests itself. So, where that Ishwar is present as a controller, as a doer. That is what is explained in the next 5 verses. Krishna says, they are my special manifestations. So what we will do, I will point you out. Sometime the Krishna uses the personal noun I am as a Brahman. Sometime he uses the me or I am as a Ishwar, and sometime he uses as an individual. That is why we have to learn from a teacher. So we have to be very careful. In the 8th verse introduces the divine presence in basic elements, water, light, that the space, air, water. He says manifestation. This is my manifestation. Not the creation. Not the creation. In the next verse, it sees that my presence in a natural purity and spiritual discipline. Means what? I'm moving towards the Satoguna. We are not doing anything illogically, rationally. In the 10th, we see that then what is the ultimate source? It is beyond Satoguna. Again, Master reminds us. Remember, all you are performing, your self-discipline, your regular practice, your meditation, your listening and learning, remember, so he reminds you. And then in the 11th verse, he distinguishes the manifestation in a purified versus ego-driven expression. I'm doing it, I'm teaching it. Now it is so simple for a seeker to recognize when I say I am teaching, well, where is this I? I is I thought. It lives in the subtle body. You understand these principles, so how you can claim that you are the doer? You are the speaker. No, you are not the speaker. So it says, you have to recognize. One is ego-driven expression, other is coming from the Ishwar. And then what happens? That is how we recognize that paradox. Why the Master is talking like this? Why our Krishna, the Master, is talking like this? We should have a clear answer. Can you see the three gunas? No, I cannot see the three gunas. So you explain to me the abstract principles of the three gunas. So Krishna is saying that we are moving now from the abstract to the concrete. Don't worry. I'll make you experience everything. This is what the Master is saying. From distance. So, first 4 verses we say many teaching is concrete. Immediate examples I cannot understand. So we are moving from distant to immediate. Now what is the manifestation? We are moving from distant to immediate. We are moving from intellectual to experiential. We are moving from overwhelming to what is accessible to me. That is what so gradually what happens from the Upanishads. So Krishna is also known as a great thief. That we will talk. So why the further manifestation will come. Krishna is also the craziest guy. Krishna is also the gambler. So we will understand its manifestation. But here, why I raise it, in one Upanishad, it says it is not the water but in the water. It is not the space but in the space. It is not the air but it is in the air. It is not in the fire but it is the fire. It is in the fire. It is not the mind but it is in the mind. At the level of the mind, we understand if I am not conscious, where the mind is. In deep sleep, mind is not there. So he is going from abstract, he is coming to very, very near to me. So the same thing, it means space. Space has to do with the shabda, the sound. Okay, so it means I have to see it is not the sound, but it is in the sound. It is not the earth, but it is in the earth. It is not in the body, it is not the body, it is in the body. It is not in the thought, it is not the thought, but it is in the thought. Means what? All the three gunas are playing on the surface. He is untouched by it. So we again came back to the same stuff. This is what he says, I'm a pure fragrance of the earth. I'm the brilliance and fire. I'm the life of all the beings. That very life remains constant. How can you say it remains constant? You see that we are converting the abstract into a concrete. And from concrete we will further manifest. How do you see that the life remains the same? Life leaves this body, it picks up another body. Life as such is constant. Oh, life as such is constant, yes. Oh my, oh, that is what. So know me as the eternal seed of all beings. Eternal seed, he gives the metaphor. One seed, sapling, grows, becomes the tree. You have the stem, you have the branches, you have the fruits, you have the flowers. Again, it falls down, the seed. That cycle of the universe continues. Why you look so narrow-minded that I'm only the son of my parents? I used to talk about it, I remember, in India. There is a hydrogen cycle, there is a nitrogen cycle, there is a phosphorus cycle. Science has understood it. What is that? For example, a phosphorus cycle. I die, put into the coffin, or you burn. Phosphorus is extracted from there. That goes into the atmosphere. It continues to keep that cycle. Now the phosphorus from this body may be present in a 5-year-old boy. It's a continuous cycle. The same thing with these cycles. Same matter. This matter is neither created nor destroyed. Physics says energy is neither created nor destroyed. Physics is neither created nor destroyed. On which basis it is neither created nor destroyed is Krishna, is the real self. This is what we are saying. So it is a manifestation. Yes, it is all manifestation. It is not a creation. Creation is different from manifestation. We are going to understand deeply. I am the strength of the strong. Oh, you are very strong? Krishna says, I am the strength in you. I am the power of speech in you. How dare you can speak anything? Why you carry the burden that you are the speaker? I am the speech in you. He clarifies. But how come I am the strength in you? How come I am present in the water but not the water? It means I'm detached. Oh, I'm detached. I am free from the passion and attachment. So he proves that I control the gunas. Gunas do not control me. I get carried away by these gunas. And when I am not controlled by these gunas, I follow the dharma. In English, dharma is literally translated as religion, but it is not. What holds me? Dharma means what holds me. And what holds me? It is the righteousness. What is righteousness? Again, going to the satoguna. So he is trying to make us understand that how the abstract is become a concrete now. And it will become 100% concrete with my experiences at the physical level. At the physical level, that is only the manifestation. The last verse, the 12th verse says that all states of being, be that they be God. Now he is saying what? All the states or different layers of the existence, different manifestations in life. What is the different manifestations of the life? From the COVID virus, it is also a living being, to a rhino or a bison or an elephant. From the amoeba to the human race. Do you see that all are manifestations of the same? But when you are self-aware, you have a manifestation of goodness, satoguna. You have a manifestation of constant activity, rajoguna. You have a constant, you are driven by the ignorance, tamoguna. What the master is saying, they all originate from me alone consciousness. Here Krishna is saying, from that highest consciousness.
When the physical body, I was thinking about a dead body has the same consciousness as a living body.
Yes.
Right? And it's all pervading.
Yes.
So is it a shift in the gunas when somebody,
Yeah.
when a body dies?
Yeah. It is permutation and combination of the gunas. And that is why the master clears, I am not in them. That we are going to prove it. I am not in them. They are in me. I am not in them. So I have a dead body. I have a live body. But they are in me. Means what? The dead and the alive body both are in me. Very tricky, but very encouraging, inspiring. They are in me. Whether it is a phosphorus cycle where this body died, extract phosphorus, oxygen, nitrogen, all are separated. They are in me. I am not in them. They are in me. So even you are now a nitrogen compound, you are in Krishna. You think that only when the body is alive, then only you are. No, you still exist beyond that.
Well, it's kind of like this, right, is in consciousness. Therefore, it's in me.
Yeah.
Like me as not as an individual, but as the self.
We think this, I am the body, hence, I am the mind, hence. No. They are the lower nature. Go back. They are the lower nature only. Oh, they are the lower nature, yes. Then, Lord Krishna, our Krishna says, doesn't want divine knowledge to be abstract. So he is coming gradually down from abstract to concrete. He brings it to the life. I am the taste in the water. So now he says, I am the light in the sun. I am the sacred Om, the sound in ether in the space. I am the ability in a man. Simple act of drinking water, that refreshing taste, Krishna says you only see the water, you don't see the taste. I am that taste, that fragrance in the water. I am that sound. The first primordial sound is Om, we are going to talk. Om is made up of three syllables. A, U, Ma. They are three gunas. We'll talk later. I'm just leaving that. So, Om, when I say Om, activity, and moving to the Satoguna, then total stillness is the Tamoguna. Oh yes, that is how I have to recite Om. Yes, we'll talk later. I'm not going there. That will be a complete deviation. A blooming flower. I am the pure fragrance of the earth, the brilliance in the fire, the life of all beings, and the austerity in aesthetics. I'm taking you totally in a different direction to explain this clearly. And in the next verse, yes, why this is crucial? It turns every moment into a spiritual practice. In the screen, yes, he is present. What is holding this matter to manifest as a screen is Krishna. We don't see that. We see that it's an HP monitor. No, it's an LG monitor, it's a Samsung monitor. That is how we recognize you are Eric, you are Michael, you are Michelle. Come on. So superficial? Go behind. Body, 5 elements. But 5 elements interacting with the 3 gunas. That is your physical manifestation. What is the origin? Consciousness plus tamoguna. Consciousness plus rajoguna, your subtle body. So once you have understood, now you say, my honey. I'll answer the question. Is your honey the physical body you are referring to? Or it is an individual at the subtler level? Or is it real self? Where? This wall. The power to hold that wall is Krishna. Wall is not Krishna. Can I start seeing that in everyday my life? You will see the life will transform. You can never be the same person again.
You mentioned last week, and this, I never thought of it, but how the 3 gunas are always present, right? So even in a stone, the intelligence in this is keeping the stone, right? Like there's a consciousness in that.
You got it.
Subtle. But yeah, ever since last week, everything I look at, I think, oh, that's holding that together, or that's making that, allowing that to happen or work or function, right? It's kind of.
I can say that I built the house. Come on. If the bricks do not have the power to hold, how can you make the house? Krishna is present there. Okay, that Krishna as the pure consciousness is absent in this physical body. Can it speak? Can it be alive? No. We are slowly and step by step moving to the subjective reality. I'm reminding you, to the subjective reality. Let the science take care of the objective reality. I have to shift my perception of what is, not what should be. What do you mean by what should be changes? What is never changes? What should be and what is? What is Krishna. What should be is Krishna plus 3 gunas. Are you getting it? What should be means I plan, I project, I move, I act, I sleep, I work, I think, I speak, I don't speak, all are come under what should be. What should be is Krishna plus consciousness and 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 pure Krishna, only Krishna is the Brahman, is what is. Is means existence. Existence means it is always present. I exist because of that existence. So here I refers to the body, mind, intellect, and ego. The stone exists because of the same existence. Oh, the stone exists because of the same existence. No, but how do you say the stone is totally matter and inert and you are alive? No, you are talking of manifestations at different levels. I'm saying something else. That is why Krishna says, I will teach you comprehensively, completely, without doubt. Condition is discipline, self-discipline, surrender. In the very first, he begins with that. How he structures the knowledge that is worth noting. That is worth noting. So now we will go to Krishna teaching in a sequence. He says this is very important. You have to pay attention in the first few verses, and then he directly says, here is a lower nature and here is a higher nature, and then he goes directly into the manifestation. But he has already passed on that knowledge. If this body manifests, from where it is manifesting. So now I have a clue. I have an idea. It is the interaction of the three gunas. Three gunas interact with one another in the presence of the Krishna. Krishna does nothing. Krishna is a non-doer. It is a consciousness. The moment the Krishna does anything, it also becomes the doer and the enjoyer. And the moment it becomes the doer and enjoyer, it means it will change. And the moment it will change, it will fall under the false. And if it is false, then nothing to discover. That is why the master says before manifestation, the play of the three gunas, we don't see the three gunas, we don't see the presence of the consciousness. And after the manifestation, the time and the space, color and the fragrance and all the five elements have come. We can measure them. Abstract to concrete. Abstract to concrete. We are moving step by step. That is I give you another metaphor. It is perhaps in one of the Upanishads. I forgot the name of the Upanishad. We all have what? We all have wall hanging, or let us take an example. We all have carpet. You turn the carpet. You only see a very simple thread. But on the other side of the carpet, you see the patterns, you see the designs, you see the colors. Are the threads on the front and the back different? Or they are just a manifestation? So that consciousness, pure consciousness, is the back of the carpet. And on the front of the carpet, one manifestation is listening to me, other manifestation is speaking. Are you getting it? The threads are the same. Even sometimes you see on the back of the carpet, the threads are totally colorless, it's just white. But what happens on the front of the carpet? It is the same thread woven in with different design and colors. It is so attractive. Consciousness. That is what Krishna says. I am the supreme consciousness. I need not to show myself. I need not to show and present with the different colors. Why? I manifest in you. I am present in you. I don't need that. So, yes, through our childhood, we are born with a particular religion, social conditioning, cultural conditioning. We have read a lot of literature. It has not to be misunderstood with pantheism. Pantheism in the Western world is used for everything is God, without proving. Everything is God. Then, but other scientists say it is materialism. God is just a natural forces. No, it is not just. It is the reality. It is a superficial symbolism. No, we are not going for superficial symbolism. We want to experience. Without concrete practices, philosophical knowledge, we cannot reach and recognize and realize. So, in pantheism, in materialism, in superficial symbolism, our journey to the real self or the God is intellectual and dry. It seems distant and impractical. It depends on spatial conditions. And when it depends on any condition, it is made up of trigonas. It means the God, even if the God depends on any condition, no, then it is not the God. I will never believe that God which depends on anything. I depend on so many things, so then what is the difference? So Krishna provides a sufficient foundation. It gives us the immediate practice. It gives us the progressive development, or it gives us that how it is universally applicable. So we have to understand creation and the manifestation, the difference between the creation and the manifestation. If we understand that, then the things becomes easy for us to understand. Whether Krishna says comprehensive understanding, complete understanding, and he says without doubt. Without doubt means the knowledge is not sleeping. I gave you that example many times. Knowledge is sleeping is tamoguna. Knowledge lives forever, satoguna. Beyond that is consciousness. So knowledge is a manifestation of consciousness. Okay? Let us move to this creation and pot maker. I need a pot maker. What the pot maker has an intelligence, knowledge. He has a conception of a pot through the clay. And the clay should have a possibility to be converted into a clay pot. Krishna says it is a secret knowledge. I will teach you comprehensively. That is why I am giving you that example. You have to understand this. What I said, I need a pot maker. Pot maker means he has a knowledge. He also has a conception. He conceives the clay pot from the clay. But if the clay does not have a possibility to convert into a clay, so I say that pot maker, okay, pot maker, do you have a conception? Well, very good. Now create a pot from the water. No, I cannot create it. Krishna is present in the clay also, and Krishna is present in the pot maker also. Oh, see that? That is how these principles understand. Oh, what? Krishna is present in both. Krishna plus Satoguna is Ishwar, is the pot maker, and Krishna plus the Tamoguna is the clay. What do you mean? So he is the efficient cause and he is the material cause. Yes, he is both. So when he is both, it is manifestation, it is not a creation. Otherwise, Samsung creates a mobile phone, Samsung is sitting in Korea. iPhone is created by the Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is no more. Now the Tim Cook is there. Tim Cook is sitting in his mansion. We are here using the iPhone. So it means the creator and the creation are separate. That is where the creation, manifestation, no separation. It is one and the same with the different manifestations. Different manifestation. A concrete example, my friend, concrete example of a pot maker in the ocean. Potter making a pot. Potter, separate being, takes a clay, external material, and shapes it into a pot. That too is separate. Relationship, potter is not the pot, clay is not the pot. A new object, pot, didn't exist before. That is what the creation is. Needs potter's skill, plus clay, plus wheel, plus fire means heat. Ultimately, the clay pot all appears different. That is what the creation is. Potter can only make pottery items. What is about the manifestation? Ocean, creating waves. I know you got it. Ocean expresses itself as a wave without becoming different from itself. When the ocean manifests the waves, the ocean does not become separate. Ocean wave maker. Ocean is equal to waves, made up of the same water, different forms of the same essence, different forms. From where the different forms came? We already know. That is why we started with the abstract. Now we are coming to concrete. What is the abstract? Krishna plus Tamoguna. Okay. Krishna plus Rajoguna. Krishna plus Sadoguna. Manifestation. It is a manifestation. It is not a creation. So the entire world is a manifestation. Answer is yes. Entire world. Anything and everything. Yes. So it means it will manifest like a wave and it will dissolve like a wave. Yes. How long it has been continued? Don't ask me. Why should I ask you? Because it is the mind that creates the time and space. You are asking a wrong question. It is endless, beginningless. I'm holding myself here. I know, because in the 9th chapter there is something else. So the fundamental structure of creation, I need an agent or a doer. I need an action, shaping and molding. I need the result, the product in creation. So people normally say that God created the world. Wrong. God did not create. If the God created the world, the God undergoes a change. Then it is subjected by the three gunas. Then he is reduced to an individual. And then the individual is controlled by the three gunas. God is controlled by the three gunas. Then God is also suffering. So then we have a crazy question. Why the God made me suffer? That is the difference between the rest of the religions and Eastern wisdom. Look at the logic. Potter, separation principle is there. Potter, pot maker. Pot maker is independent, clay is independent. And the clay pot is independent. So, what is the creation? I say creation. Potter, pot maker, plus clay, I need resources, plus action, I make an effort, is equal to clay pot, a new entity. Oh, new entity. New entity. Our masters have presented this principle in 10 different ways in the Upanishads, in the Panchadashi, to make it clear that how the abstract becomes the concrete. So in creation, duality is fundamental. Duality means the clay is somewhere else, pot maker is somewhere else, the new entity that is the clay pot is somewhere else. When the duality is there, how can you say that God is present everywhere? You're simply saying philosophical without understanding. That is the problem with all the religions.
The duality makes the perfect whole, right?
Yeah.
Two sides of. There really isn't. I think there's what is it? Dualism versus duality.
Non-dual.
Right?
Yes.
Duality is like a mental.
Yeah, it's a mental frame. I cannot recognize you if I don't have the mind or intellect with the self-awareness. There is a creator-creation gap. There is a consciousness-matter divide. There is a subject and object split in creation. There is a dependency and the limitation. Lot of dependency. There is an imperfection and uncertainty. That is why we say human is to err. There is always an imperfection. There is always a trial and error. There is always an external relationship. A lot of things. That is where our mind is caught with the duality. We have understood that creation and creator. So when we say human is to err, so I'm talking of the mental principle. I'm not talking of the God or the final absolute principle. Now come to the ocean model, manifestation paradigm. Who is the manifester? Ocean. What is the process? The wave formation. And what is the manifestation? The wave. Non-separation principle. It's a non-duality. That is why we use the word Brahman is a non-dual, pure, independent, eternal consciousness is the real self. Ocean. Oh, what is the ocean? Conscious. You can say conscious water. Wave, the same water in motion. Same water in motion. Rajoguna. I got it. Abstract is becoming concrete now. Ocean, conscious water. No movement at all. It is totally calm. Satoguna. But water is there. Satoguna. Now the same water in motion. Rajoguna.
What about like water as water as ice, water as vapor, water as liquid?
It is the same substance,
right? But completely different.
Yeah.
Except for the subtle.
It is the same substance. The water manifests in your body and my body. Circulatory system. Liquid. That is water. What we say, it is blood. Enzyme. Hormone. The science says, only few drops is there of what? pituitary hormone, and that drips throughout your life. So you can find out how slow the dipping process. We are not going there. We say it is the same substance, same substance, same substance. Self-luminous. Now understand. Krishna appears as a self-luminous. Means what? It is full of knowledge. Now, same substance, same self is expressing as wave, and it is also aware that it is the same substance as a wave, same substance as water. What that means, I will talk in detail about it. When I say self-luminous, what is self-luminous means? Self-luminous means when there is a sunny day, how do I see the sun? I see the sun in the presence of its own sunlight. I don't bring the candlelight to see the sun. That is the meaning of self-evident, self-luminous. So if anything is self-luminous, it is independent. It has got an infinite potential. And if it has got an infinite potential, it is all-pervading. So when the Krishna says, I am present everywhere, yes, here that Krishna is the pure consciousness. The way the same water manifesting as a wave. So it is self-expressing. It is infinite variety, and each variety appears to be limited. You are limited sitting there, I am limited sitting here, with reference to the body, mind. That is an individual being, but it is the same. It is the same, Krishna. Non-duality is fundamental. Non-duality is fundamental. What is this non-duality? It is the pure consciousness. It is the Brahman. Okay, so all the changes that I perceive, plus Satoguna, plus Rajoguna, plus Tamoguna, and I see the infinite varieties. But why I see the infinite varieties? Because you are living in ignorance. You have a blackout curtain. I have a blackout curtain at the back. You have already seen my room. So it is the direction of the east. So blackout curtain does not mean the sun is absent behind it. That is ignorance. So because of Raju Tamoguna, because of my past impressions, because the way I think, I don't see what is behind it. So what is behind it? It is self-dependent. It is self-energized. It is self-sustaining. It is self-regulating. It is the infinite potential. It is self-regulating, yes. That is why the science cannot find where the life is located in the body. Because it perceives the life is located in the breath. Life is breath. Really? If the life is breath, if the life is oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange, if I die, let the science put my mechanism of oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange. Then I will remain alive. It is not. That is present in the Krishna, or you can say the pure consciousness. We are just trying to understand manifestation and the creation. Now, whatever the manifestation, like the wave. It manifests from the original source. So that wave is perfect in itself. With reference to the body and the mind, it is imperfect. With reference to its manifestation, it is perfect. So that is why we have a principle. Please, you are unique in this journey of the self-discovery. You are perfect. Why? With reference to that consciousness. You cannot be imperfect. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all. So it is not only a prayer, it is a recognition, recalling, remembering. No, but my honey abused me. Yes, that is why she is perfect. You are only looking at the abuse. You don't see from where the abuse has manifested. It's a play of the tamoguna. She is not tamoguna. Then what happens? You move with the humility. What is the meaning of humility? Satoguna. So from where the satoguna comes? The power of endurance. We don't have a moral and ethical, you can say, we don't have a moral and ethical discipline. We should be kind, we should not harm anyone. No. Even understanding, knowing we harm others. Because it's a moral and ethical discipline. But when we know, it helps me to evolve into the satoguna. I can perceive myself as an expanded state of the consciousness. I can see myself beyond the body and the mind. Nothing with the morality and ethics. It makes sense to me.
Well, my Carlene yesterday said, if I'm mad at you, it's unconscious. I don't notice. And I thought, if we're ever mad at anyone or anything or any situation, it's unconscious, right? We're in ignorance always. If we're angry, then we are not seeing clearly.
Yeah, we don't see clearly. Yeah.
She was like, well, what if you did something bad? And I said, well, understanding would show you the why maybe behind someone's action, right? And even deeper and deeper. I said, the less ignorance, you couldn't get mad. It would be impossible.
It would be impossible, yes. Why it is impossible? Because now consciousness plus satoguna is there. So we don't talk of ethics and morality. So that is why we see Arjuna was encouraged by the Krishna to fight the battle and kill, I would say, millions of enemies without undergoing any change. It means that Krishna was sitting inside Arjuna. That is what he realized. But the many lower level of Buddhist people say that Krishna is sitting in the hell. Why? Because he encouraged Arjuna to kill people. And we will understand. Krishna says, I remember, who is that guy? Lao Tse? No, someone else. Where are you going? The monk asked, to the king. No, I am just invading another country and I have to kill those people. The monk said, don't kill. They will be killed eventually. They will die eventually. But when you are going to fight with them with the intention of invading the kingdom, your reference point is body and the mind. You feel that you are limited, and that's why you want to expand your kingdom. I don't remember the name of the king. The king saw it, and king said, that is a valid point. One day this body and the mind will die. One day that another king with the body will also die. Is there any reason to fight? No. He returned. The rare people get awakened with that message. Uh, the fundamental question is, which model describes the reality, creation or manifestation? Krishna says, choose yourself. Krishna is giving us the complete knowledge. It says you have to choose yourself. I am not saying anything. If the reality follows the Potter model, what happens? Consciousness and matter are fundamentally different. God and the world are eternally separate. Individual and the universe can never truly unite. Spiritual goal. Then what is the spiritual goal? If I live with the understanding, reach distant creator through effort and grace, and that is why all the religions have created hell and heaven. They did not have an answer. With due respect to all the religions, they didn't have an answer, so they said, oh, hell, heaven. Knowledge always incomplete due to subject-object gap. And the suffering continues. But if the reality model is your ocean model, consciousness and matter are the same substance in different states. God and the world are one reality appearing as many. Krishna, one Krishna, absolute existence, consciousness, bliss, formless, nameless, timeless, now manifesting. It has manifested. It appears as many. How many? Everything that we perceive in the world, individual and the universe, are always united. What is the spiritual goal? Recognize what is always true. Knowledge, complete self-knowledge is possible. Suffering. Suffering is just a misunderstanding. It is ignorance. It is impurity. From where these principles we have been learning that because of the impurity, ignorance, we cannot realize the real self. Never combine both the models, because if you combine both the models in your life, then you become crazy. You have a lot of problems. God is a separate being, manifest as the word. What is the problem? I use the God with manifest, with the ocean model. Where is the confusion? Is God separate from the manifestation or identical with it? And then we fall back into the theological contradictions. One religion, second religion, one cult, second cult, and we don't reach anywhere. I have not to confuse the ocean model with this Potter model. Pure Potter model is the creation. God creates world from nothing. It is the traditional format of the religion. When you press it, you make it believe, it becomes a cult dogma. And the cult and the dogma has created a lot of problems. Pure ocean model. That Brahman, that consciousness appears as a world outside. Even the teacher and the seeker are not different. We don't leave any chance of duality and a conflict. I always remember and I would always repeat, I went to the master, please accept me as your disciple. He said, no, I don't make any disciple, I make masters. Are you ready? You don't have any answer. That is the first interaction. I said, I don't know. Okay, continue. Learn something, gradually you will recognize. How can you dare you say that I am the master, you are the seeker? But yes, he used to say, when the time comes. Lot of confusion. But It should not be dictated by our ego. I'm trying to present in a different way. So now I pray to God. Where the prayer is? What is the prayer means? Prayer means that moving the mind within, finding that infinite all-pervading is the prayer. You can use any prayer. You can be a Christian, you can be Muslim, you can be Jews, you can be Hindu. No problem. Any prayer will do. But one condition, move the mind within. Why? The God is not distant. To crush the ego, worship. How to crush the ego? How to worship? I am so small, you are the greatest. So when I see you are the greatest, I look within myself. I am the servant, you are the master. Ramakrishna Paramans, you have gifted me the book. We are bringing the abstract to the concrete. So prayer and worship is not going into those places of the worship. The higher seeker says that which is the temple and the church, this body and the mind. I have to go deeper within. How much relax you feel. Honey, it's being late, our prayer starts in the religious place. Even for prayer I get into anxiety. And here, this is the temple. Okay, let me go within. I'm into calmness. That is the greatest prayer.
Well, even the relinquishing, right, handing everything over is such a peaceful, when you really do it, it's like the experience of peace is, hard to compare to anything else.
We don't say all the religions, they will never say that they discard the science, but fact is that they follow the Newtonian model. What is the Newtonian model? The Potter model. What is the Potter model? Separate. Pot maker is separate, then the pot, and then the clay. There is a big contradictions. Due respect to all the religions. I have nothing to do with any religion at all. So the master in every step resolves all these contradictions